welcome back to another episode of the Intellectual Airheads podcast.
She's getting her mojo.
No, I have to like save time because I didn't give it enough time for the applause last time. I added the applause.
Oh, I didn't see.
Hey! Welcome back to another episode starring me, Kelly McKee, and my best friend ever, Amanda Katz.
Howdy, everybody.
Hi, Amanda.
Hey, Cal.
Isn't it so fun when I'm in a good mood?
Yeah.
I honestly thought this episode I was going to have to be like, guys, like we've been kind of happy for like 2 episodes, but things are bad.
I'm just so confused because you texted me this morning like I'm doing so good, and then I say I'm on my way, and you're like, oh shit, okay, and then you're like telling me all these things. I was so bad this morning, and I'm like, wait, what? You texted me like the best message ever, like this is the best day.
Well, it is the best day. It's just also like I have rapid mood swings in the morning too.
Okay.
Like it's even like when we were driving out to the mountains, you know how it was like one thing you were saying was flipping my stomach, and it's just like, how can you literally being like, oh no, now whatever, it doesn't even matter, but it's just, it goes through waves.
You can explain yourself.
What?
You can explain yourself.
Well, it's like I just feel like it goes through waves, and like I have to try so hard to like.
And one thing I think can set it off is that more of the thing, like not necessarily like you have serious mood swings, but like if one thing goes wrong, it can really send you down.
Yeah, and the thing is, the feeling in my body controls everything, and it's like you are somebody that like your dad told you from a young age, like mind over matter, like you can get through it. And Ian is also very much like that, where like he can be strong enough in his brain to not let the feelings in his body take over, where for me it's like really, really difficult. I'm a big feeler, and so it's just like when I start to feel something, I immediately think something's bad, and then I'm trying to like do the mental work of like, okay, well, what is like reality? What is bad right now? And then it's like I'm stuck in my head. Then I'm beating myself up for not being able to just like accept nothing is wrong right now. You know what I mean? But like this morning was funny. Like perfect example. Like I got upstairs and sat down like you told me to do. You told me to just get up and sit, and I did that, and I was like, oh my god, all I want to do right now is put on a meditation. And that's when I texted you. I was like, holy shit, I got upstairs, I sat down, and now I want to listen to a meditation. And then I start the meditations, and like none of them are hitting. And so now I'm getting frustrated again. Right? I'm like, oh my god, I was just so happy, and now I'm so annoyed.
The meditations didn't hit and turned you into like spiraling. That's so funny. That the thing that was like supposed to make you.
But then I literally listened to like 4. Like it ended up helping, and it was all good. And then the reason why I said, oh shit, was because then Lex called me, and I wanted to talk to her because I haven't been able to talk to her in a while, aka like 3 days. And I just was kind of getting distracted. You know what I mean? Like being on the phone when you're like trying to get ready is just like takes up time.
No, there's like a point in me getting ready when I'm on the phone with someone where I'm like, I have to hang up right now and like actually focus, because there's like a certain amount of time where you can while you're getting ready, and then once it gets like towards the end, it's like, okay, sorry.
Yeah, it was really like the whole phone call. I shouldn't have even answered, but it just like, it's been like really awkward times with her like recently, and we talk on the phone normally like every day, so I just was like, I have to call her, but like while I had the time. But like making it was so funny. Then I'm like going to make my smoothie, I forgot to add the orange juice, so it's just all clumping and it's not blending, and I'm like, what's going on? Because I'm on the phone, so I'm not paying attention.
Yes.
So that's just kind of how it all comes and goes, but I'm happy right now.
Okay, good. Yeah, I gave Kelly the advice the other day, because sometimes getting out of bed is hard, and especially like I'm someone like, if I think like, okay, once I get out of bed, I have to go brush my teeth and wash my face and do my skincare routine, and then like if I start thinking about all those things, like it's gonna take me so much longer to actually get up, because I'm like, I don't want to do any of that right now. And sometimes just like sitting up and like going in the living room or something and sitting down for a second, and then be like, okay, what is the next thing that like I can see myself being able to do right now, even though I'm tired, so I'm not ready to go do all of that stuff yet, but like, oh, like maybe I can, like I fed Tyra the other day, scooped a thing and put it in there. I'm like, okay, that's like one more step of like being awake. And then it's just like, you have to just take it one step at a time, or else you'll never get out of bed.
I know. And I just love like how patient and calm you and Ian's brains are like at that time, and like just doing that stuff, because that's like the thing is, but I know I can do it, and I believe in myself. It's just like I just get so overwhelmed so fast. And right now really is the best time for me to practice and work on it because I have nowhere to be. It's not like I have to be somewhere at 8:30 a.m. And so that means I'm going to need to wake up at 7 to have my hour to, you know what I mean? Like right now is like when I should really be like, okay, this is how I function in the mornings best. And like, I'll figure that out once I have an actual schedule of somewhere to be, like what time and everything. But at least now I know, instead of like getting a job and then like being like so unwell in the morning. Like it's so crazy to think about how I used to be. Like even when me and Ian were dating, like in the morning, like I would just be screaming. I couldn't find anything. Like I would be so mad. I would be paralyzed. Like, look for this. I can't, I'm going to be late. Like it was just so crazy to start your day like that.
Cortisol levels high in the morning.
Literally just reenacting it. I like felt it go spike.
Yeah, you're supposed to keep your cortisol levels low in the morning.
Yeah.
And that's why they say not to drink coffee for the first like 2 hours or hour of like when you wake up.
And that's why like even like today, like wasn't really a day where like, I mean, it still was where I kind of woke up on my own, but I could have had coffee today because I was up at like 9 and I don't know. I just don't really want it anymore. I think because I'm like so scared it's going to make me feel anxious.
Try matcha or tea.
I know. I need to go back to the teas because remember how much that helped me in the morning?
Yeah,
I was like,
positive energy.
Yeah, the positive energy tea was like, I was shocked. I was like, they have something in this. They've cracked the code.
Ashwagandha.
Yeah, and I just need to do that. Like I literally need to, I just need to know, you know what I need that'll solve all my problems is a nightstand.
Kelly,
I need a nightstand.
Kelly, I don't understand.
With a hatch and with my ashwagandha gummies right next to it. And I need to take my ashwagandha gummies as I'm falling asleep and the moment I'm aware that life is beginning again.
Yeah. Yeah, you need a fucking nightstand.
I need a side table.
That is so crazy. Like, does anyone have a bedroom that doesn't have a nightstand? Because it's like the most like key thing about a bedroom.
Also, we calling it a side table, not a nightstand. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Me and Ian have just neglected our bedrooms forever. We've always just cared more about like the living space.
That makes sense.
But I need it and I need to put a little hatch on it.
Yes.
And I will be a new person.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
So Kelly's mornings are being figured out.
Yeah, but we're live, laugh, and love it now.
I will literally create a PDF step-by-step what I do for people that struggle after I figure this out because it's so crazy.
It's a team effort.
But I think I'm going to make a TikTok soon.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so like, what's going on?
Okay, just before we get going,
okay,
I had something from the last like John Selma episode that I forgot, a story that I forgot to tell.
Okay.
So we, like I said, we were at the front row and not like there's rows, but like we were like up in the front. Yeah. And there was a
They were on the rail.
We were riding the rail, headbanging. We were right next to the emergency exit. And so as we were leaving, we're like, oh, are they going to open that up now that the show's over? Like, I don't think they need to use it. So a lot of us like walked over because there was a big sign that said like emergency exit. And they did let like a couple people through, but I think they might have been like a team member, you know, or like a crew, like not just a regular goer. And everyone starts like swarming the emergency exit sign. And so once I noticed that they weren't letting everyone through, I turned around and started being like, they're not letting anyone over here, like keep walking that way, like kind of trying to direct the traffic, because I have worked in events before and it's just like, I didn't want this guy to get bombarded and people be like, please let me out of here, and like just being so annoying. So I was trying to like mitigate the situation and not, because I saw a whole crowd of people starting to walk this way. And so I was like, hey everyone, like there's not letting people in over here, like just keep walking. This man has the audacity to be like, I don't think you're security. And I was like, I'm just trying to help. They're not letting anyone in over here. And
I'm like, I don't think you have to be security to deliver a message.
Exactly.
To the masses.
I just thought that was so rude. Like,
no,
I'm just standing there trying to help. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what happened, but like Haley ended up like yelling at him a little bit for me because
it's just like unnecessary.
And it was just like, shut up. You're a stupid man. Like a woman never would have been like,
No.
You're not security.
Yeah, no,
and they would have
no.
just listened to someone that's telling them like this isn't the way to go.
Yeah.
And then because I think that's what happened. He obviously tried to go over there, and then he obviously didn't let him out.
Yeah.
And so we were walking next to him, like going to the main exit, and Haley was like, "Oh, they didn't let you in there, huh?"
Oh my God, I love that. I love that. Shout out to you, Haley.
No, and then I kind of kept going, and then he was like being like an asshole, like saying like, I don't know, acting like I don't want you, and it's like, what? Like, we're not,
I literally gotta go.
we're like not. You think that was even cross my mind? Like, you're being
Amanda,
a nasty person.
I can't handle this. I can't handle this because it's so like that creepy entitlement that men I think they have to us, and I don't come in contact with that. Like God loves me and God protects me, and I don't see stuff like that. And when I have to be reminded that it actually is really true and real, I want to be sick.
Yeah. And they also just like shows they don't listen to female voices. If it was like a man up there, I'm sure they would have listened.
Yeah, if Liam had said that to him, he would have just been like, "Thanks for the heads up, bro."
Yeah.
Thanks for the heads up, bro. Nux.
Exactly.
I hate that.
So that was so annoying. But I also think it's America because
America.
No, don't sing it like that.
Just kidding.
We're mad at them right now. We're mad at the Americans.
I'm so mad.
Especially the patriarchy.
Yeah. No, but that, okay, so wait, did you have more into what you're about to say?
Yeah,
okay.
but it's okay. You can say whatever.
Well, just like on like that, me not really experiencing those people, like that's kind of another reason that about to go to Florida for 12 days is sending me into a spiral, because it's like, I have created such a safe place and such a safe bubble in Colorado and with the people that I'm around. And I feel like due to that, I'm able to fight against the patriarchy, fight against the MAGA stuff in a constructive way, because I'm not having to argue with people face to face where I'm just not even able to get anywhere because I'm arguing with a wall. And so I'm just so scared to be put into that environment where like
I feel like it's gonna make you get like really rageful too, where it's like gonna be so frustrating because you haven't had to deal with it in so long that it's gonna be so frustrating.
It's like the thing we talked about with kids where it's like I haven't been put in the position to handle that trigger in so long. Yeah. And even like that, never mind, that's different. But it's just like I just haven't been put in that situation. And even when it does kind of happen out here, like me and Amanda had a situation when we went skiing the other day where like we were on the gondola and like politics kind of come up. And in Colorado, it just feels like you can be so safe and be like, fuck Trump, fuck Elon.
Yeah.
But like the people that were in the gondola with us were visiting, but it was still like a hee hee ha ha moment.
Yeah.
No one was like, what did you just say about my president? You know what I mean?
Definitely didn't feel divided.
Yes. And I don't even know what those people's thoughts are. They were just from Texas and Missouri. So I
thought the guy was kidding for a while. And we both thought he was being sarcastic. And it was awkward when we're like, oh, wait, you're not being sarcastic. He like said he had some picture. Like, I'm assuming it has to be like a map of some sort, but it was like old. I don't know. He was describing it. But he's like, yeah, I photoshopped it to Gulf of America. And we were like cracking up, like thinking that he was being sarcastic. Yeah. And then he was being serious. And I was like, oh.
No, that's what it was. He said it was something in like Pensacola, Florida. There's a statue, and he photoshopped it to say that the statue said Gulf of America instead of Gulf of Mexico anymore. And I saw that same thing. Whatever, it doesn't even matter. This is like I'm getting too much into hometown stuff now, but yeah, it's just really scary, but like it's fine. And like I know I have amazing friends there that like won't be triggers and will be like my safe places, but it's just like
oh God, we might have to cut that part out.
Me hyper.
Not good for the ears. But what I was saying about American men just being different than foreign, I have had an example. Foreign?
Yeah. I think that's a word. No, that's not like problematic to say.
No, I know, but I'm like, I don't feel like that was like the right way to use that word.
No, yeah, people are foreign. They're not from this country.
I know. Okay.
The illegal aliens.
Whatever. I was at the gym the other day and we were in the sauna and it was me and my sister and then like one other guy, and me and Taylor are sitting there talking and he says, "Hey ladies, do you mind if I take my shirt off?" That was such a bad accent. Wait, let me try again. Hey, never mind. You get it.
Hey ladies, mind if I take my shirt off?
Mind if I take my shirt off?
Oh, that's making me think of Paddington.
And we were like, oh my God, of course.
Take it off.
Of course. Thank you so much for asking. Like, how polite, how considerate that he would ask that when it's just like, and I appreciated that so much.
That's so
because
nice.
it is a little bit awkward when you're in like a small, tiny sauna room and it's like 2 women and then like a guy and then like he just all of a sudden rips his shirt off. It's like a little bit like jarring. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
No,
and I just thought that was so nice. And I know for a fact no American man would have said that.
Yeah, no.
And none.
None.
And not even like this is like such a problem or anything like that, but it was just like so weird the amount of consideration that just went through his brain that I just know wouldn't have even crossed anyone's mind.
Yeah, and it's like even like thinking of someone like Ian, who it's like he's not gonna go in a sauna with girls and rip his shirt off, but he just wouldn't take his shirt off.
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't even ask. Like he would just be like, so I feel like it's either like there are some American men that maybe would be considerate, but they would be like too scared. Yeah. Then they're like you're either like so deep in the patriarchy or you're a man that feels almost like white guilt. Like how it's like you have men guilt where you're like, oh my God, like I'm going to go on the other side of the street so this girl doesn't feel scared.
Yes.
Those kinds of things rather than like walking by and being like, I'm not scary, by the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes total sense.
But yeah, no, 99% of guys, and it's like we always have to remember Ian is an angel and a saint,
a unicorn.
Wait, I actually wanted to say something too. I feel like I've talked about Ian enough for people to hopefully know. But last episode when I was editing it, I was so focused on just talking to you that I left out some things that I just wanted to like make sure people realized. Because when I say I'm always the problem in our relationship, like if somebody was telling me that, I would be like, girl, you should not feel like you're always the problem in the relationship. Like, you know what I mean? But this situation is different, you guys. It's not narcissistic toxicness. It's nothing like that.
I think if people have listened to most of the episodes, they would know but and not assume that. Yeah. Like, but it's good to, I guess, clear it up.
Because I was like, if you are feeling like you're constantly in the problem, then that probably is a red flag. Yeah. But it's just different when like, this brings me to my next thing. So actually we can bring up the Urban post.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
Oh, you want me to pull it up?
Yeah, because I don't remember exactly word for word what it said, but there was a line in it that kind of goes perfectly with what I'm saying about like even when you are the problem in the relationship, it's not like you need to hold the burden of that and like feel bad about it. Like your partner should be your partner, and it's not you're the problem. You're a partner, you're a team, you're facing the problem together.
Yes.
So maybe it is my trauma response, but we're dealing with this together.
No, that honestly seems like the best part of being in a relationship is knowing that you are a team, and it's like that almost like us against the world mentality. Like nothing can happen between us, like because it's like we are doing that together. Yeah. And I really, really love that whole idea.
Yeah, I remember when me and Ian first started dating, like you guys know how anxious I am now. Imagine 9-10 years ago. And I also was so worried about what people were thinking about me, and I based all my worth on how people responded to me and what they thought about me and everything. And I just remember at one point having the realization that all that matters is me and Ian's relationship, and it was so peaceful. It was such a peaceful, and now I know, like present feeling of just being like, this is what matters for me, you know? Okay, so this is a We the Urban post. We love We the Urban, and it says it was a post about like the misunderstandings of intimacy and like how intimacy can be perceived in like a lot of different ways, but people just think about it as sex. And so it says, maybe it's more about intimacy, not sex. Maybe it's more about connection, not attention. Maybe it's more about depth, not variety. Maybe it's more about being seen, not idolized. Maybe it's more about facing yourself, not escaping. And the last part of maybe it's more about facing yourself, not escaping, I could have never put into as perfect of words as like one of my favorite things that does exist in me and Ian's relationship, and is that piece of why I do say I've always been the problem. And it's not because he makes me feel that way, but it's because I've had to look at myself and be like, I can't blame this on him. Like I know him. And so like you really have to look at yourself and your behaviors and your habits and be like, holy shit.
It's crazy being in a long-term relationship, like how much it makes you face your issues. Because it is someone that is having to, that you love so much, is having to fully deal with everything that you have going on. Yep. And you can go about your life and your friends and people you see every so often. And not show them that. It's not, they're not going to see it and it's not going to be an issue. Yep. But it's like once you are really in a committed relationship, the amount of like triggers and random things that you like that come up and you're like, oh my God, like, I need to do some looking at myself.
And I just feel like for so long in my life, I just always blamed other people. I blamed the friends. I blamed my parents. I blamed the teachers. I blame everybody but myself. And he was just the first person that I was like, I can't even get myself to do it. Like, I can't even get myself
to blame Ian for anything. That's like really difficult.
So I really think that has been like, it would be a lot harder if I was with someone that also had a lot of trauma or damage. I would be like, you know, deflect.
It's all you.
But yeah, I loved that. And I was just like, wow, facing yourself.
Yeah. What was the other one that I liked a lot in that when you were just reading it? It was like
not being idolized. About being seen and not idolized.
Oh, yeah.
I could see you really,
really, really nice.
I could see you really like
that one felt like it hit me a little bit.
I'm like, fuck, I idolize Ian all the time.
Yeah.
I also texted you yesterday, my idol. Fuck.
But I do love it, but it just is so much more surface level. Yeah. It's just like, it isn't intimate when like people just like praise you and only see like certain parts and like don't feel like they actually like know you as a whole.
Yeah.
And so it just hits so much different and it is so much more intimate when like people do see you and like still want to stick around, you know, like when they know all the parts.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I feel like. I'm like, I feel like I just do know you.
No, you do. That's why I still idolize you. No, and that's why it's fine. And that's why you can say that. And it's like, hell yeah.
But sometimes the luteal phase thoughts will be like, you don't know Ian at all. You don't know who he is and what he likes.
No, I saw a TikTok one time and it was like one way to know if you like actually like a guy, get like super high in front of them and then just stare at them and then see if it like freaks you out or if you like really like them still. Because honestly,
that makes sense.
It does.
I think I could do that with friends too. Yeah. It's almost because weed is a hallucinogen, as we know, and it's almost like you start to tap into the energies.
Yeah, and then it's like you do stare at the person like, who even are you? Wait.
That is so funny. Does Scott smoke weed?
Sometimes. Like he's like one of those things like if a joint's being passed around, like I'll hit it a couple times. Like sometimes like if I were like watching a movie and I'm like, yeah, let's get high. It's like,
oh my God, I love fun.
Yeah, but it's not like a regular thing. Like he always has like weed at his house, but it's not like.
I am like fully addicted to weed. This conversation, I'm like, I need to go hit the bong. I don't know what's got, but I'm fine. It's fine, you guys. But I'm Kelly McKee and I'm addicted to marijuana. But that's just right now. I've been here before and I get out of it. It's fine.
Well, last night at work, someone wrote on their reservation like sober anniversary and I was like, I know, so cute. The freaking busser or hostess person, host, he was a man.
He was like at the S.
He didn't bring them a drink menu and we have mocktails in there and I'm like, now that's just so awkward. Like,
yeah, that is awkward.
That is like they wrote that note and then he doesn't bring a drink menu and then I go over to them and I'm like, can I get you anything to drink besides water? Because I always like to word it like that so people aren't assuming that I'm like, you want alcohol, like just anything besides water. Yeah. And so I like am very careful with the wording when I say that just because there is so much like alcoholism and addiction in my family and stuff like that. So I go over to them and I say that and they're like, I remember last time we were here you had some like good mocktails and I'm like, yeah, we do. I'm like, stupid ass. But it was fine. I was like, yeah, let me go grab you the menu really quick. I'm so sorry, but it was just like annoying.
Yeah, and honestly, as someone that doesn't work in restaurants and that goes, like you could just think that the person forgot the menu. Yeah. Like I mean maybe they are internalizing it.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I've heard before, obviously not judging anybody's fucking sober experience, I don't know shit. This was just one thing I heard one time. I think I was when I was watching Roni, and apparently like mocktails and non-alcoholic beers and stuff are actually like, I don't even want to really say this. Maybe I'm not going to say it, but I'll cut it out. Yeah, I'll just basically what they were saying was like, part of the issue when you're becoming sober is being able to be in a setting like that and not have to have a drink or try to blend in or have that like buffer.
I don't agree.
Okay. Because they're just, the girl who is sober now is just saying that is just something that you're kind of existing in like an in-between, and it's so close to the real thing that like you could easily just be like, I'm just going to have a real beer tonight instead of my fake beers, where like when you really get used to like not ordering a mocktail or not having a non-alcoholic drink, you really are able to free yourself from that comfort and habit. And it made sense when like, she was saying that, but I'm not judging anyone's life.
Why would you not want the comfort when you're already facing something that's so hard?
I think it's more so just it's a slippery slope back to relapsing was her reasoning for it.
Okay, I mean, I guess like to each, everyone's experience is different.
Exactly. And we are not sober, so we don't.
But I think it's like such a nice thing. And I feel like if I was dealing with something like that, being able to, because even when I've gone out and not drank in a night, like having something to sip on and having something in my hand and like not feeling like I'm different than everyone else at the table and like being able to still feel included and no one's looking at me. And a lot of times, like, if I was sober and not, because some people are so peer pressurers, that I would even order like one of our drinks on the menu is called the flower sour. I wouldn't say the flower sour mocktail. I'd just be like, oh, can I get a flower sour? And they'd be like, think I'm just getting a drink. And it's like, no, well, it's a drink, but but I'm like, I think that seems so much better and like would make me feel less uncomfortable. Yeah,
I think it's really like everybody's to each their own. There was just like this one girl in Roni who had been sober for a few years because she like if she kept drinking, she like could have died or ended up in jail. And then there was Luann who recently got arrested for drunkenly disordered conduct. And so she does also kind of like have like a problem with it. And so she was just trying to help her. And I don't know. I think that when people get sober, it's almost like going to therapy, where you look at the people that you know need the help and they're not getting the help, and you want to be respectful and empathetic, but it's almost just like so annoying, and you're just like, this is what you need to do, and I don't know why you're doing it this way. And healing and going sober, whatever, everybody's journey looks different.
It's not linear.
Yeah, everybody's journey looks different, and so that's why I'm glad I'm finally at a place where like I don't get so mad when people need to go to therapy and they won't. But I just have seen like that similarity of like when people go sober, they kind of start to have that like holier than thou to people that need to get sober, and it's like, you were literally just in this position. Like I understand you had the like
awakening
discipline to continue to stop drinking, but it's like, you know firsthand how hard that is. And it's hard to remember though when you're on the other side, I guess. And just like their intentions in their head are just like, I'm trying to help. 100%. But it's like 100%.
No, you're being a little bit judgy.
100%. Anyways, that was random, but I had this story that I wanted to tell you from when we were I was at Bees for Valentine's Day, but okay, I'm going to tell it. So we've talked about the game priorities. You know, you get 5 cards and you list them from like 1 through 5. You're like from your top to lowest priority. And then the group you're playing with has to put it in the correct order. So I don't really know anybody at this thing besides B and Romy, but Romy doesn't know me that well. And they like pull out the cards and they get all of them wrong. B, so they pull up YouTube and B's like, oh, once she writes down her things, I'll give you guys like an insight on like what she does. So then she told them that I do YouTube for the podcast. And so then in their minds, they just put YouTube as one. And the other card in there, personal hygiene.
Nope. YouTube higher priority than personal hygiene.
They put personal hygiene after YouTube.
That's crazy.
I was like, I'm not even as like, I should be prioritizing YouTube more than I do right now.
Yeah.
And I was dying at that. But you know, when you play that game, like you just see a card that makes sense for one and you kind of stop looking at it. I was like dying at that.
That is crazy.
Then this was the card that really set me over. She had cheapness as my number 3 card. As my, like, that's a top priority for me.
Huh?
Yeah. Thank you. She's going to be dying listening to this. She's going to be like, I'm sorry, Kelly. So she freaking has cheapness as number 3 in my priority list. So it goes YouTube, personal hygiene, cheapness, and then clean laundry. They were roasting my ass.
They were roasting your ass.
That was the flight upgrades one I kind of told you about that.
Oh my God.
I was like, you guys think I care about YouTube, more than personal hygiene and cheapness more than clean laundry.
Were they dying after you were pointing it out?
No, because
they
this
were
is what
still
happened.
standing by what they put?
No. After I pointed out, everybody was laughing. But this is what happens the second they're like, okay, we're locked in. I stand up. I say, no, at first I say, you got all of them wrong. And I'm about to burn this fucking car. And I can't believe you would put cheapness as my number 3 priority. What about me is cheap ever? Ever. I was so offended. I said, I'm going to burn this car. There's like multiple people that this is their first time meeting me. I've been so sweet the whole time. Like, like serious rage. And then B was like, definitely like feel it. Cause you know B, she's immediately like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I was just thinking like Party City. And I was like, bitch, Party City's rich. I spent $6 a balloon.
What? Party City. I was thinking Party City is hilarious for cheapness. It's not the dollar store.
And then that's what I said, man. I said, Party City's rich. I pay $6 a balloon. I'm not going to the dollar store. And then we're texting. Me and B were texting, laughing about it after the party. She's like, me sitting there, all my decorations were from the dollar store.
Kelly, you ass.
But I was so just funny. Like, I was screaming. I was so offended. I said, those moon boots right there that everybody's complimented are $270. That was ridiculous.
That is hilarious. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I have an airhead moment this week.
Oh my God, Mana has an airhead moment.
So me and Kelly went skiing yesterday? 2 days ago?
2 days ago.
2 days ago. It was so fun. We are driving out, having a good time, putting all our ski gear on. I realized I don't have my freaking goggles. And, you know, if it's a bluebird day, not having your goggles, whatever. It was snowing.
It was snowing hard
the whole entire day.
The whole day.
And cloudy and cold. And I didn't bring a beanie either because I haven't been wearing a beanie, and it's like my goggles kind of like go with whatever. My goggles.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like if it's like
the goggles
block
where the beanie would be, and the inside of my helmet is furry, so I just haven't been needing it, and beanies make my head itchy. So my whole forehead is out. Thankfully, Kelly has these ginormous glasses, but I'm wearing these glasses the whole entire day, and they're not really doing shit. And so I'm riding down the mountain with my
like
hands cupped around my face, like trying to block the snow, and they were getting all fogged up, and it was already a cloudy day, so the visibility was really low because it was snowing and cloudy. And then I had sunglasses on, and on top of that, it was just like such a shit show, and I'm just so dumb. Like, how many times have I gone snowboarding at this point, and I can't remember like the couple things that I need to bring.
I know, but honestly, Amanda, I was having so much guilt later that night because I was like, why didn't I give you my beanie?
Oh, I didn't even think of it.
I know, we didn't even fucking think of it, but it would have at least made things so much better.
Because that was honestly the worst part, was my whole forehead being exposed. It was like
why did I not fucking
I was like getting a brain
beanie?
freeze from the outside.
Yeah, she was. No, you guys, we literally went 200 feet on the first run, and I like, it was like, because Amanda has to strap up, she's faster than me, so I'm like, I'll start going. And I start going, and like I didn't like see her catch up to me, so I turn around and she's riding.
It's so embarrassing.
All of her hands covering her face. It was literally the first 200 feet. I was like, oh God.
And she said my face was so red.
No, it's so red immediately. I felt so bad because this is, again, just like an insight into my brain. Like, I'm just having to focus on myself so much because I do have anxiety and I have things that I struggle with. And I hate that because it is very like, I am being selfish in that moment. Like, how did it not even cross my mind? And I literally just think that I was just thinking, thank God I have my stuff. Like, I was just thinking like, oh my God, if I didn't have my goggles, we wouldn't be riding.
She's miserable. Thank God I'm okay.
No, I know. And I'm like, I'm a horrible friend. And then I was thinking, like, even when we were at the car, like, I should have given you my beanie. I should have taken Ian's dirty thing and just worn that. Like, I just was feeling so bad. But luckily, Amanda doesn't judge me for it.
No, and I really like don't complain, and I like will suffer through things and like be kind of fine. But this one guy in the chairlift like saw how much I was suffering. He just doesn't say a word, just hands me hot hands. He literally didn't say thank you so
I know.
It really
that
helped,
was really
even though that wasn't the part of my body that I needed it, but any warmness helped.
Yeah.
Even though Kelly was sweating.
I was sweating.
Couldn't give me your beanie.
Yeah, I know. I feel so bad. I was literally like, this is how dumb my effing brain is. It's like, I'm literally like, oh, my blue beanie and my blue shirt. Like, I don't know. It didn't even cross my mind.
It's all good.
I just felt so bad. And Ian was like, I literally normally have so much extra stuff for people.
I usually bring extra stuff too. I normally have like 3 pairs of goggles because I just grab all of them, and I normally have like a beanie or 2 at least.
So that was kind of like a shit show, and then I was feeling so bad that I didn't help my bestie after the fact, but we honestly had so much fun. And there was like this one run that is now my favorite run that I've ever done, and like you get to like do blue, so it's scary and hard, and then it just turns into greens and it's fun and easy.
And the greens like are like go through, because there's like certain areas where it's green and it's just easy, but then there's certain areas where it's like pretty flat and you're going through like a trail of trees where it's like really winter wonderlandy, and it's so good.
I literally just brought it up so I could include the video here because I need everyone to see how fucking gorgeous this was. And it's like so funny because like Amanda just is faster than me, but we are both in a place where we kind of need to like focus on our own flow and not like ride for the other person's needs yet. And we're not like, it's not like she is out of my sight, but you're definitely, you are a while ahead.
Yeah, and then I stop and I wait.
Yeah. And, but like when we're on the flatter parts, like she snowboards, so she can't like slow herself down.
Or I'll get stuck.
So like we're both like going through like this flatter part through the trees like by ourselves, and we just like had the most meditative experience, and it was
I was just like, I love where I live.
I was feeling the snow hitting my face, like, okay, this is what I'm gonna remember, but I'm in Florida and I'm freaking out.
Yeah, it was really wonderful.
It was so great.
Yeah, there was so Kelly rode in powder. She actually did. This time I can say I can vouch. Woo! She did. I mean, it wasn't waist deep, but it was
no, definitely not.
It was powder.
It's unbelievable that it's like powder is really cool. Like I get the like fascination with it, and it's really crazy that you can ride waist deep. Like the fact that you're bored and your skis are just still going.
It's not waist deep. I'm like kind of being sarcastic.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel like that's what Scott was saying.
It's like neat. Yeah.
It's just crazy that you can just keep going.
Yeah, because it's so soft and fluffy.
Yeah.
But it does slow you down a lot. So like that was the thing when I rode in powder the first time was when it's flat, you really have to keep your speed because you're going to get stuck.
Yeah.
Like it does slow you down a lot. But
yeah,
it just feels so good and fluffy and nice underneath the board.
Yeah, everything was great yesterday.
Yeah, it was so fun. You know what I think?
Oh, what do you think? What do you think?
I think we need to bring back Tumblr.
I would love to. Instead of TikTok. I don't go on TikTok anymore.
We need an app where it's just pretty aesthetic pictures.
Well, that's what I use Pinterest as.
I know, and I said this to Taylor yesterday, and she said the same thing. And I think I need to get on Pinterest a little bit more again because my algorithm's like a little weird because I haven't been on it in a while. But I just really would love an app that I can like mindlessly scroll and just look at like nice, beautiful pictures again, instead of getting bombarded with too much scaries. Which, like, I'm sure Tumblr, like, with, like, the day and age we're in right now, I'm sure it would end up getting that
honestly,
way.
Pinterest might be the way to go.
Yeah.
Because I do that, Amanda. I'm literally like, I do want to scroll right now, but I need to just be looking at pretty things. I made a new Pinterest thing that's literally just things I like.
A new board.
Because sometimes I see things and I want to save it, but it's like there's no reason. Like it's not
a wedding dress. A miscellaneous board.
Yeah. So I just made one that's things I like, and I also have a random cake one that I like. Random cakes that I like.
Nice.
Too.
Yeah, I just went on TikTok the other night, and you know, like you just don't know what you're gonna get when you go on.
Yeah.
There. And so if I want to click on the news, like I want to click on the news. But if I want to just go on TikTok and look at like funny cat videos and like camping in Colorado, then like, and it's just weird that I can't click on this app and not know which version of it I'm going to get. And it's like, obviously, like I love TikTok for the information that it's giving me. And I think it's like a really good way to spread information right now. And like, it just creates community. And I think it's a great app.
Yeah.
But like, I need to mentally prepare for some of the stuff that's going on right now when I'm going to expose myself to that. And when I'm just like want to scroll for 20 minutes before I fall asleep. And then I'm in like a fucking spiral in my brain of like doom and gloom. And when I thought I was just gonna maybe like see some like
some cute stuff
or some concert videos and stuff, it's just so weird like how different it can be sometimes. And I'm like, I need like a safe app that I can go on and like click on where it's not gonna give me all of that information when I'm not ready to be receiving it at that moment.
Or even if TikTok, like, there's like negatives that I could see coming from this too. So like maybe this isn't a good idea. But even if TikTok did filter those videos into a news side, you know, we have your friends, your For You page, your shopping. I hate the fucking shopping thing. But like even if there was a news thing and then all those like more political stuff did end up there, because there are times when we're like, holy shit, like I need to like get into this. How can I find information on it?
I want to know more.
I want to know more. And then that's when you could go to the news tab and be looking at like what's going on. And then when you're burnt the fuck out and you can't even exist to know what's going on right now. You need to look at the cute, funny animals, the concerts, the girls getting drinks, the fun things, the podcast clips.
Yeah. Except we get a little political sometimes.
Yeah, fuck. Well, we wouldn't. I don't think podcast clips would ever end up on the news. Well, I guess unless it was, because we're just like a yappy, fun girl podcast, though. Yeah. If we were dedicated to politics and social justice and only speaking about that stuff, then yes, our clips should end up on the news page. But we just like to sprinkle in a little bit of everything. Yeah. I know I felt really sad when I sent you that thing and I was like, we're fucked. And you're like, no, I literally am like, you were so sad. I felt really sad.
Yeah, I was really sad. But because Kelly, like right after I was in that spiral and I had sent a Snapchat, like, oh my God, I don't know how this just happened. I'm like really not okay right now.
And I didn't see the Snapchat.
And she didn't see it. And she sent me something on Instagram because I was just clicked off Instagram and I was like, oh, let me see. Because she had sent me a message and I was just like, oh, let's see what this is. And then it was more of that. And
about
I was
the same thing.
I got so scared. I was like, I can't escape it. It's everywhere. I mean, which it's fine. It's good. I need to know. And that's like what you said, like, send it to me. And I feel the same way. Like, I want to know. Yeah. Like, I don't want you to filter the stuff you send to me because you think I can't handle it, because I'd rather know. But it's just more when I'm just going on TikTok and I'm just thinking 100%. That I might see like some cooking and then it's scary. Every single one is something scary, and I'm like,
I think maybe when we send each other stuff in the future, we can just add a note like, this is deep and scary. Like, we'll just say that, and so then if we're not in the headspace, we won't open it yet.
Okay, you don't have to do that for me, but I'll do that for you.
Okay, do it for me. Okay. Because sometimes I just feel like I really have kind of found a good balance. Like, I do feel really sad and disgusted, and especially all like the DEI stuff is really, and the immigration stuff is really where my heart is crumbling and breaking. And the trans stuff, honestly, all of it. I don't know why.
I was like, no, I can start naming so many more.
I know,
and it's
like, why am I trying to choose one thing?
Don't even try to name one thing.
It's just more so like,
we're both about to fly to Florida here soon.
Yeah,
pray.
I just feel like I've gotten to a place where I feel really constructive and productive with my politics, and I don't feel as, I mean, this sounds so stupid because I do feel very, very hopelessness. I feel a lot of hopelessness and despair and fear, but I think of you and I think of my friends and I think about my social work professors and I think about the people I've met, and it's just like, that brings me safety and comfort because I know that I have that. And where the fuck was I even going with this?
You found a good balance.
Oh yeah. And so I just feel like now this time around, I have a better balance and I have better support and I have better understanding of how to move forward and actually like do something about everything. And so it just feels so bad for everyone that's like going through what I went through in 2016 in 2020. Yeah. I feel really bad because it's the worst. It was really one of the worst things. It's just terrible. But anyways, it's going to be okay. It's really not. It's really not. CSU sent out an email, the CSJ saying, the Committee for Social Justice sent out an email kind of giving us an update on everything and was saying classrooms are a free speech area, comma, for now, comma. So classroom, like our materials and nothing is going to be changing. And I'm just like, can you not say for now?
That is like the scariest way
I know
to word that.
Yep. It's the Committee for Social Justice.
I mean, it's the reality.
It's reality though.
And I'm like getting goosebumps all over my body, but it is.
And Ian,
I just never thought it was going to get to this point.
this fast.
I couldn't
It's
have
been
even
3 weeks.
imagine.
It's been 3 weeks.
I know. I'm getting more
4
goosebumps.
weeks, maybe.
It's like really, really, really insane. But I don't want to end on a bad note.
Okay, yeah.
Again.
Sorry.
No, it's no.
Well,
I
actually,
wanted
the thing-
to talk about it, but I just don't want to end it that way.
No, we won't end it that way. It's fine. But one thing I do that was positive, I literally read this in the CSJ email and started clapping for 45 seconds straight after. My hands were stinging, but I couldn't stop clapping, was that the social work program is protected because of its accredited status. And so like the Trump and Elon can't really fuck with my curriculum and what I'm going to learn, because that's what I was freaking out about. I was like, I'm not about to pay grad school money to go to CSU where we can't talk about the basis of our entire job, career, purpose in this world.
So is that all accredited schools will not, like, is that?
No, I don't really know. I just saw the social work program. It has extra protections than other classes or situations because we are an accredited program. I don't have any more details.
Gotcha.
But I just felt so happy when I saw that because I was scared.
Yeah.
But it's just making me feel like there's less power that the presidential administration has over my fucking instructors. Like, what? Why are you telling my teachers what to teach me?
To control.
Yeah, you're right. But like I said, I'm not gonna, at first I was like, I'm literally not gonna go to CSU if this is the case. But then I decided I'm not gonna let Trump and Elon get their dream wish of another woman getting uneducated, and especially in social work. So I will be going, and I will be happy, and I'm actually really excited. But okay, I don't know if you like, if this makes sense to talk about right now, but you had written weed pens, and I'm just so curious on what you had to say about weed pens.
I don't think I wrote that. I think you wrote that.
Oh, I've been waiting for this bitch to talk about weed pens.
That's why I didn't erase it, because
Wait, that's
I was
so
like,
funny. I literally thought that you wrote that. Okay.
That's like so vague. Like, I wish I could remember if that was me or not. But I feel like I would have gave more context.
I just feel like I went under there and it like was highlighted that you added that.
We can see who added it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hold on, let's look.
Let's find out. Now we're in a crime scene investigation.
It was me.
Oh, look at that. Look how she's so quick to put it on me, and I'm so quick to be like, oh, yeah, it probably was me.
Okay, let's see. What can I say about weed pens?
Yeah, let's see how much you can say about weed pens. The fact that we call it weed pens, apparently, we're going to get roasted in the comments.
No.
Apparently. Sorry.
Dab oil rig
Dab
pens.
oil pen. Dab oil vape.
No, it's not oil either, right?
Oh, yeah, it's dab.
Wax pen.
Wax. No, definitely not wax. Definitely not that. I don't know. We love them. Me and Amanda both have the weed pens. It's just so nice. It's so convenient, and we love it.
I have been struggling to find a medium to smoke my weed that I enjoy, because I'm a solo smoker for the most part, and joints are just a lot. Like, I'm not going to smoke a whole joint, and then once you smoke half a joint, it's like you don't want to light it again. It doesn't feel as nice.
No, yeah.
So I don't like smoking joints unless I'm with other people. Same with blunts. The bongs have just fucked me up like a little too much that I need when I'm just trying to like wind down at the end of the night. Like, a bong's like fun if you're about to like watch like a trippy movie or like an animated movie, or you're doing something like, I don't know, bong worthy. But that's just not good for every night. And then these little bowls get like so dirty and
gross.
like they're like hot, and like it just doesn't feel like as nice. So it's just like the weed pens are just like the best way to smoke weed at this point, at least for me. But I like am like flower power girl.
Yeah,
I do love the flower. I do love. But
you
ganj.
hit the bong the other night here.
Yeah, I mean, I hit a bong.
What, did it fuck you up?
No, I mean, I'm fine. I just don't like it as my everyday use.
Yes, and when you're like by yourself, in your everyday use, that makes sense.
Like that's just not what I want my everyday piece to be.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
honestly, yeah, the weed pen is great, but you should also maybe get like a cute little bubbler. But it's the same thing where they just get so dirty, and it's like, I can't live like that.
I can't clean anymore.
I can't do any extra work. Okay. I can't do it. Ian cleans my bongs every single time. He'll even change the water. Like, it's horrible. But amazing.
Maybe I should get a little bubbler.
Yeah.
Bubbler. They have the cutest little name too.
I know, that is really bubbles. So we have some bad news for our very loyal fans that exist for our episodes. I'm just kidding.
Your sole reason for existing is
your
us.
sole reason. Like, that's literally how I feel though sometimes with the podcast I listen to. I'm like, if you guys, whatever.
No, I feel that
didn't
way
post,
too.
I wouldn't be okay.
No, it's like when it's getting to like the 6-day point, I'm like,
yeah, like, where are you?
Need a fucking episode.
So unfortunately, we will be having to skip 1 week. So the next week after this episode comes out, I think it's like
the 3rd.
It's the 3rd. You're right. It's the 3rd. Yeah, that makes sense. The March 3rd episode will not be posted because I'll be in Florida for 12 days. So we aren't able to record. But we will have hopefully a really good episode when we come back. Hopefully me and Amanda are still mentally sane.
I know you're going
to
need to write a lot of stuff down because I feel like you being there for 12 days, there's going to be like so much stuff happening.
I know.
And so you just need to write everything down in the notes app.
I know. Maybe I should just bring my mic and my thing and I'll just record one episode.
Well, no, that's why I wanted to like phone you in because I feel like at the halfway point, you're going to have so much to talk about.
I know. It's going to be rough. And then it's going to be like one of those things where by the time I come to sit down, I'm like, I don't even want to tell the story because it's so old now. Yeah. But then it'll weed out like the actual good stories from the bad. But yeah, I'm trying to be excited. I'm gonna be excited. It's gonna be good. I have friends. I have family. My little sister Nicaria. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Okay.
Love you guys.
Love you. Wait, we didn't say this last time, but don't forget, rate 5 stars.
Send to 5 friends.
Hit the thumbs up button on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube.
Subscribe.
That would be really cool actually if you subscribe to the YouTube.
Yeah. No more secret listeners. It's okay.
Keep interacting with the TikToks and the Instagram posts. Comments are welcome.
Comments are very highly encouraged. Welcome.
Highly encouraged. Welcome. We're creating a community space here.
The more you comment and engage, the more we'll like you. Literally. Okay. Love you.
Love you. Bye.